Good evening. Come into the Jaye Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio-Podcast.
Good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. This on the side. I'm your host, Jay. You all, thank you so much for allowing me to share a tiny portion of this evening with you all. Guys, listen, we have an amazing show lined up for you on tonight. Thank you. Listen, you all, let me tell you something. There is a lot going on in Tinseltown. So let's just start with our first hot topic. Now, listen, let me know what you all think about this. Now, look, Ray J, look, you all, I just need Ray J to just please go somewhere and and I do mean sat down, Ray J, please sat down. So Ray J is saying that he paid 76, let me get this right, $76,000 monthly bills for a year for Suki Hana, and then she ghosted him. You heard me right. This brother said that he paid $76,000 in monthly bills for Suki Hana for a year. And then he says, this ungrateful chick got the nerve to turn around and ghost me. She ghosts Ray J. Fellas, now see, you all should feel just fine. This should make a lot of you all feel a lot better about taking a woman out and just buying a little funky meal, and then you're never hearing from her again. Because at least the meal was a couple of dollars and it was a one deal, and you never heard from her again, or you didn't get none, whatever the case is. But this man, he said $76,000 per month for a whole year. And then she ends up ghosting him. What do you all think about that? What would you call Ray J? What are we calling Ray J? Are we supporting Ray J, or are we calling Ray J all kinds of ungodly names? What are we going to refer to? I mean, is this the example? Is this considered simping? Or is this a man that said, you know what, listen, I see something I like, and I don't mind splurging on her. I don't mind being there for her. I don't mind doing these things. This is what a man is supposed to do. But clearly, I'd say it wasn't reciprocated, because I don't think Sukihana was feeling Ray J as much as he thought that she might have been feeling him, or maybe because he was paying $76,000 worth of her bills per month, he felt like she should have been indebted to him. Now, I will say this. Let me say, I think in Sukihana's defense, I think that she is more than capable of taking care of herself. I mean, because for crying out loud, if she has $76,000 in bills and you paid it for a year before you came along, how was those bills getting paid? Unless she just out here got brothers just lined up. All right, you done. She ghosted you. She done with the money from you. Now she can go on to the next dude that's going to pay and handle that for her. But I would say this, like, Ray J, it's a lot that you could be doing with $76,000. I need you to leave these people alone. I need you to go and just focus on you for a minute because, you know, Ray J is toxic. Now, you all may say, Jay, how you going to say he toxic and she the one that ghosted him? You know, you all listen. If you pay attention to Ray J and the things that he says and the things that he does, you know, I feel like he's a little touched. I feel like he's a little touched mentally, and he probably needs to go and sit on someone's couch because I believe he has a lot going on. So instead of giving a woman that end up eventually ghosting you, instead of spending that type of money to try to impress somebody, go get some help. Like, go sit and seriously, I'm not saying that as, you know, a joke or brushing this off, because mental health is definitely to be taken very seriously. We need to take those issues seriously. And I do think that he suffers from some mental illnesses, just, you know, or something is disconnected with this brother. And I think that he needs to speak to a couple of people outside of his family so that they can kind of help him bridge that gap, because that brother, he, you know, he's, you know, he's running on an empty tank. His car is running on an empty tank. So, you know, much success to him. But listen, if you got it, listen, if it ain't trick, they said it ain't tricking if you got it. So clearly he got it like that. So it ain't tricking. He ain't simping. We don't know. We got to figure out what Suki Hana is going to say. She has yet to address his claims of, you know, spending the $76,000 on her per month and then ghosting her. But I don't think that, you know, most people, I'd like to say, and I'm going to use air quotes for this, but most people I don't think would ghost you, especially if you're doing something like that. You don't get ghosted in a situation like that without good reason. So I want to hear what she has to say in regards to ghosting his brother after he done spent all over $1 million on her bills, you know, for the year. And now, you know, he's sitting up here looking crazy. So I'm eager to see what comes to play with that. But now listen, speaking of come to play, what do you all think about this? The basketball player, Anthony Edwards. So he's the young basketball, he's the 30-something year old basketball player that he paid his baby mama almost $1.1 million up front in child support. So the judge ordered her $5,000 a month for child support, and she agreed on that. And so, thinking that, you know, over time, this was her game plan. She said, I will accept the $5,000 a month in child support from him. And then over time, as he makes more money, then she planned on going to court to get the child support order modified so that she can raise the, you know, so that she can get more child support as he makes more money. Well, Mr. Edwards had something else in mind. He said, okay, bet, judge say $5,000 a month. I'm going to do you one even better. I'm going to pay my whole child support bill up. I'm going to pay it up front. So he paid almost $1.1 million, and he gave her that in a lump sum. And now she is furious. Now, you all may be saying, what in the world, Jay? Why is she upset? She is furious because he has paid his child support up front. So therefore, there's nothing else. His child support order is null and void. He will not be required to do anything else for his child because he's already paid the existing order that was put out. He paid all of that up front. And again, you all, she is furious. Asia is furious because she's saying that, listen, by him paying up in a lump sum, she says it's an injustice to her because it blocks her from ever requesting an increase in the future. Listen to this, you all. This is what I'm saying. You all have to listen, before you going out and sticking your joystick everywhere and it's not protected, you all have to understand there are some women out here that are calculating like this. But then, ladies, when you meet your match and you find a dude that ain't no dummy, that listen, he got a mother like me, he got some aunties like me that's talking to him and saying, okay, bet you in this situation, all right, let me show you how to run it and how to fix it so that you don't have any problems in the future. And no doubt, or he was listening and talking to his lawyers. Whatever it is, this young man made a great business move, and I'm proud of him for that. Am I mad about that? No. Asia, let me ask you this. You got almost $1.1 million up front. And she says that I've already used the $100,000 out of the money. What if I finish it up before the 18 years? Oh, wait, that's on you. How do you go through it's child support, ma'am? Child support. So what is $100,000 worth of expenses have you spent for your child in the span of a year? The child support is not to buy your hair weave. The child support is not so you and your girls can go on girls' trips. That's not what that was for. And let me just slap you upside your head for 2 or 3 times. $100,000. What the heck? Somebody drop an F-bomb for me, because if I was a cursor, I would be dropping F-bombs. What are you complaining? How are you complaining and saying that in 18 years you got $1 million up front and you're gonna be broke? What? How does that happen? You know how it happens? Because we don't have any financial literacy. We don't. All she's thinking about is spending. She didn't say, okay, he gave me this 1.1 million. Let me put it in a trust. Let me get some IRAs. Let me get some bonds. Let me get some stocks. She's not thinking. So you can tell. You can tell the caliber of chick and the caliber and the level of chick that he was dealing with. I'm not saying everybody like that. I'm talking about Asia. And I'm talking about Asia based upon the statements that she's made that clearly, yeah, you need to be talking to you, an investor. You need to be talking to people that can show you how to flip that $1 million, flip that $1 million 5 ways. There's no reason that you or your child should ever need for anything again. If you live below your means, stop living like you got an NBA contract, because you don't. What do you need a house with a pool in it? You don't. You're not a superstar unless you got some side hustles that allows you to afford that type of lifestyle. But if you don't have that type of income coming in, you shouldn't be using and depending upon that child support to put you in a baller shot caller status, because you're not. You got child support. And that's where I can lean inside with the fellas when they say, you know what, man, what she need all of this money for? What she need? Now listen, being a mom, being a single mom that collected child support is just that, is for the child. Now, I will say this, in certain situations and circumstances, everybody don't have one child. I just had one kid, and the child support was enough to do the things that needed to be done for my son. And then my income, so everything worked out. So I'm not just sitting here relying on a child support check. I'm not sitting up here like, oh, it's gonna make or break me, because I work. I had my side hustles going on. I had the things that I'm doing that I was more than capable of picking up the slack if there ever came a time where I did not get a child support payment. But my child support, it went for my son. Like, everything was, because I felt like this. I was already sustaining myself before I met you. So if I want to get my nails done, I don't need your child support to get my nails done. I was getting my nails done before I met you. If I need to get my hair done, I was getting my hair done on my own before I met you. So whatever it is now I have an added expense, which is now our responsibility, our kid. But my child is our response, it's our child. My hair and my nails and things of that nature, that's my responsibility. I don't need you to do that. That I'm not looking forward to your child support for doing that. But again, everybody is not in that situation. So there are people, women that have multiple kids and they really depend upon, listen, maybe it's just one baby daddy or one child's father paying child support. Now they have to try to flip that three type of ways, and it's crazy because listen, is it fair? It's not, because that child support should be going for your child. However, and I know you guys will say, Jay, there is no however. There is no however. I got it. There is a however, because being a parent, being a mom, I can't separate my kids. I can't let one live better than the others. Oh, it ain't my fault that you had no baby by no deadbeat, and he ain't I understand that, and I can take that. I'm gonna take whatever it is that you have to say. But at the end of the day, being a mom, I'm gonna make a call and I'm gonna make a decision that's going to be best for all of my children. I'm not going to just sit up there and say, oh well, his daddy giving $1,000 or $5,000 and I got 3 kids. Mm, I'm gonna have to take that 5,000, and that's gonna have to take it. And I know, listen, fellas, I want to hear, how do you all feel about that? Go ahead. I know. Let me have it. Let me have it. Beans on YouTube is saying smart man, number 24. Absolutely, Beans. I totally agree with you. He is definitely a smart man, and that was definitely a dope business move. And for Miss Asia, she needs to go and talk to somebody financially, a financial expert that can help her to navigate and help her to grow that $1 million that she does have left. There's no reason why you got $1.1 million cold hard cash up front and you should be broke in 18 years if you invest that right. There's no reason whatsoever. But again, when you come from the impoverished areas, when you come from areas and homes and families where nobody is talking about investing, nobody is talking about the stock market, nobody is talking about investing in IRAs, nobody is talking about getting CDs, nobody is talking about doing any of that, setting up an IRA for the kid. Nobody is talking about that. Like the basics, most people know the basics, like a checking and a savings account, but most people don't even have a savings account because we don't have any intentions on saving. Because a lot of times, and I'm going to say a lot of times, we don't have the money to save. But then let me flip it. We don't have any intentions on saving because we have the money. I'm going to tell you all, we have the money. Jay, where is the money? Y'all want to know where the money is? We have it. So I tread very lightly because there are a few exceptions to the rule as far as, man, they really are living check to check and they really don't have extra money to do extra things. They really don't. Somebody on YouTube, corner 702, are you from the hood? Absolutely. West Side Chicago, all day long, all day strong. Okay, now let me go back to my professional voice. Thank you. But with that being said, oh yes, we're gonna represent in my conversation. You can tell there's some education, and then the hood slips out. See, we're gonna see, that's what you call balance. See, you can take me out in public, you can take me to meet your mama and them, and then you can take me, well, listen, let me stop. I was going to say you could take me to the hood, but you know what? I really try to, my knees ain't what they used to be. So I don't even rock like that, can't be running and fighting and all this other crazy stuff because my knees and my elbows and all this other stuff is not like it's not what it used to be. So just take me somewhere where I can sit down, drink some coffee, and mind my own business, because that's what I do now. But yes, I'm a proud hood member. I'm a proud hood badge. I got the badge right here. Proud West Side Chicago, L Town. Y'all know, if you know Chicago Avenue, Division, Pulaski, Laramie Lake, you know what's up. Say what's up. All day long, represented. But back to what we were talking about. Financial literacy. Now, you're saying, Jay, where's the money? We have the money. Now, here's where the money is, okay? Let me tell you all where the money is. Now, a lot of you all are not going to want to hear what I'm about to say, where the money is. But listen, if we can spend $2,000 for the nosebleed seat for the Beyonce concert, oh, I gotta go to the concert. I gotta get the concert. You have the money to save, okay? You have excellent saving skills because you saved up. You did whatever you needed to do to get that $2,000 for the Cowboy and Carter tickets just to be up there near glory. You couldn't see nothing but a blonde speck on the stage, but you didn't care. You didn't care. No, you did not, because you was there. Okay, so that's where the money is. Listen, you all, Chris Brown, I think he's here tonight, or he gonna be here tomorrow. Listen, you all, not only do you got the Chris Brown tickets and you're gonna be up there in Wrigley Field having a good time, but baby, guess what? It's gonna be a whole bunch of y'all that's gonna drop that extra 1,000 or whatever else Chris Brown charged for you all to get y'all behinds back there and take them nasty, freaky pictures. These are the tales. I tell so well. Listen, y'all be back there doing them freaky things, because y'all know Chris Brown on all that freakish, and you be back there with that. You got the money. So I'm not gonna sit here and completely justify not having it, because we have it when we want it. So we have to do better at what we're doing. We have to do better with our finances and managing our finances and making better choices and making better decisions, because again, a lot of us, we don't make the right choices. We don't make the right decisions financially, and then now it's time for school. Now you got to be at the free book bag seminar. You got to be at the free book bag giveaway and all this. You really didn't have to be at the free book bag giveaway, but you're there now because you didn't handle your finances right. You didn't handle that properly. So now you have to be at the free book bag line. So all I'm saying is financial literacy is really needed in urban areas. We really need it because, again, a lot of times people, we get money, but we don't know what to do with it outside of spend. And a lot of times, let's be honest, a lot of times it's so much easier to spend it, because again, saving it is and can be very, very challenging if you haven't been taught how to do so. So I would say, Asia, look, it's not a bad thing what he did. Get with you a good financial planner and then learn it, but also learn for yourself. Because when people know that you don't know things, they tend to take advantage of you. So you don't want to be in a position where you've gotten this money up front. And so now you're talking to somebody and you're trusting them to show you how to invest and things of that nature. And then they end up screwing you out of your money. So you have to take some initiative and, try to, be proactive on your own. Listen, you're not doing anything. You trying to live lavish. Get you a job if you don't already have one. Get you a side hustle if you don't already have one. This is what I don't understand. Cedric, he's saying that's a waste of money. And then he's laughing at me. He's like, that's how it's supposed to be. How you doing? I said, he said, I said it is saying smart by him, yet said that the technically she don't wish to be in his child's life. That made him okay, so he doesn't want to be. I said it as saying it's smart on him to pay the child support up front, but it's sad because he doesn't want to be in the child's life. And that's definitely unfortunate. So it's like, come on, young man, don't be a bastard all your life because you don't had these kids. Again, you shooting the club up and you skeeting all over these chicks, and then you making babies, and then you getting mad if, oh, but take the plan B or fall down some stairs or get it, get rid of it, go to the clinic. No. Listen, that's still a life. You go rake up some bodies on your conscience. You go do it. It would be so different. And I don't think a lot of men would be saying go to the chop shop if if they were the ones that had to go through that type of ordeal. So let's kind of, look, let's put that one out of rotation and let's just not deal with the, oh, well, go to the clinic, no, you go to the clinic. You go to the clinic and let them chop you up or whatever they do, and you slicing, you lay up there on a cold slab, or whatever they're gonna do to you. You go do it, and then let's see how quick that you all will continue to say, I'm gonna do this, gonna do that. But please, the child support is for the kid. When I looked at that and she said, man, that blocked my opportunity. Now I won't go back. I won't be able to go back and get an increase in child support. You all got to watch who y'all sleeping with, because to me, the statements that she's saying, she's plotting on this man. She had it all worked out. Like, you got pregnant. He probably knew that, which is probably why he doesn't want to be in the kid's life. But unfortunately, I'm like this. The kid is here. The kid don't have nothing to do with his mama being trifling or his daddy being trifling. The child is innocent. I'm always on the side of the child. The child is innocent. Step up, stop being trifling. That's how I feel. However, just listening to what she said and reading what she said, sir, she was plotting on you. She had this mapped out and plotted all the way through. And you all have to be so mindful on who you entertain. And that's all I'm going to say. You got to be mindful on who you entertain and protect yourself. Protect yourself by any means necessary. Again, kudos to him for, taking the initiative to go ahead and pay all that child support up front, because in this case you were probably messing with a gold digging chick, and now she done got caught up in her own little plan. It done fell through. So it didn't really work out the way that she thought it was gonna work out, because he ended up paying it up front. But please, don't take that out on the child. Just do what you need to do for your kid. Be there for your kid and try to, work out some type of healthy co-parenting. Now, listen, speaking of healthy and co-parenting, you all, I think that this young lady was dropped on this forehead of hers. I really do. Okay. I really think that she was dropped on her forehead. This young lady, she's going viral for saying no man can get a conversation out of her without paying a fee. You heard me. The woman is going viral because she's saying no man can get a conversation out of her without paying a fee. You all, fellas, let me just say this. I'm going to talk to you all. When you hear these chicks making these type of statements, please feel free to let them do so. Like, don't even get upset. Like, at this point, I look at it like this. She said what she said. So now you know exactly who you're dealing with. You know exactly what you're dealing with. So move accordingly. So if this is the nonsense that she is on, that's fine. Let her be on that. That is totally fine. It's her prerogative to want to charge a man a fee. Now, Jay, come on, really? Seriously? What you mean it's her prerogative? She can charge whatever. She can say whatever she want to say. It don't mean that you all are going to do it. It don't mean that she's going to get it. But for me, I like things like this. And I'll tell you why. I like people to show their foolishness up front so I can know where to get off at. See, the last thing I want to do is waste my time on somebody that is pretending to have it all together, somebody that's pretending to be well-rounded, somebody that's just full of pretense when you know you ain't worth much. You know you not. But the fact that she's telling you right there, listen, I want this and I'm expecting this. And first of all, what a fee for what? She says, if I'm not mistaken, she says $100 fee. So if you're interested in talking to her, she said it's $100 connection fee, baby. And what does this fee? She said because it costs her, and this is what she said. She said it costs for me to get my hair done, get my nails done. It costs me to pay my mortgage. It costs me to do this. It costs everything that she listed that it takes money to do. Those are the responsibilities that you and I both, we all have those responsibilities because it's called adulting. So maybe she missed it somewhere. I don't know. She didn't get that memo. But fellas, when you hear these young ladies saying things like this, oh, he's asking me good morning. He ain't sent me no cash app. What's so good about the morning? Oh, you on some broke ninja stuff? No, sweetheart, you on some broke bimbo stuff. Because if you're asking a man to do things that you should already be doing for yourself, what the heck? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the purpose? Ladies, it's not a good look. And I'm gonna say this. This is a lot of these new people. This is a lot of new chicks. A lot of new chicks are saying this, saying they have this requirement or expectation, which we're going to talk about later on tonight. But that's one of the most ridiculous things that I've heard, as far as you telling them, oh, well, in order for you to talk to me, you got to get my nails done. You got to get my hair done. You got to do this. You listen. Go listen. If you don't go sit down until you get your bag up so that you can go and get your own stuff done. Stop begging people. It's not a good look. Let me tell you, I'm telling you, God knows I hate asking people for stuff. Absolutely. And people say you shouldn't say hate, but that is one of the things that I absolutely despise. I don't like people feeling like they've done anything for me. And I know that's probably a bad way to look at things, but I hate owing people. I hate people. I hate it because if you throw it back in my face, and because I hate when people throw stuff back in your face. And I've had people say that they've done things for me. And then I've had to bring some clarity, and I've had to rewind tapes and rewind situations so that I can help get a couple of brothers' minds right. I had to. And you wouldn't have this if it what? Wait. Somewhere along the line, you got what I did for you twisted like you did it for me. Listen, I had the cold checker brother for that. Do we talk today? Absolutely not. And I thought we were cool. But so that's always been a pet peeve of mine. If somebody does something for you, like I don't like doing something for somebody and then bring it up to them, throw it in their face. Well, I walked your dog. Remember that time when I walked your dog? I mopped your house. I washed your house while you was. Look, if you're gonna do something for people, then do it because this is what you want to do. Don't do it because you're looking for, what are you looking for? A sucker? You're looking for a treat? Like, are you looking for some recognition? If a person has told you thank you and you've done it from the heart and it wasn't something where you were set up and you were supposed to have been paid for, then why is thank you not enough? Like, thank you should totally be enough. We have Love from YouTube. Hello from France. Hey, Love, how are you? Nathan is saying you can live off the interest from $1 million and clear over 50K a year just from that. And that is a great point, Nathan. And that's what I'm saying. If clearly she doesn't know that, and she doesn't know anybody that can put her in position to help make that happen. But I'm hoping that she gets some good people in her corner that are going to talk to her and help her to say, you know what, listen, you need to be investing that. This is not for you to go and spend, because it's like, when you think about it, $1 million is a lot of money to us that's never had $1 million. But $1 million is like $50 to multi-millionaire. It's, so it's small change. And if done correctly, $1 million can take you to the next level. But if you spend it, like she said, I've already spent $100,000 in a year. Like, lady, like, what are you doing? But we have to just manage our affairs and manage ourselves accordingly. But fellas, you don't owe these ladies anything. So if they're talking this gold diggerish stuff, then, listen, let them go. I would prefer for you to tell me, listen, in order for you to talk, you ain't sent me no lunch, you ain't sent me no cash app, I'd be like, listen, bless you, love, bye. I wouldn't even entertain it. And I tell a lot of young dudes this a lot. You want them to let people show you who they are up front, so that you don't waste your time, because you don't waste your time taking them out to restaurants, because that would be something. Listen, I may have to throw some sloppy Joe on your little nappy little weave or your little wig, because you done made me mad over here talking about some, I take a connection fee to talk to me. Girl, sit. Look, go connect with, look, I'm gonna say something that's not appropriate for the radio, so I'm not gonna say it. But go connect to some spirituality. Go connect to self. Because I feel like women that say things like that, I think that there's a self-esteem issue. And you may say, Jay, what do you mean? How would that be a self-esteem issue if a woman is telling you that you need to pay to get access to her? That's why. That's why there's, in my opinion, a self-esteem issue. So you mean to tell me that a brother can't just sit down and have a conversation with you, get to know you, see if you are his cup of tea, see if you are his cup of coffee? He has to pay to have a conversation with you? No, you need to go pay and have a conversation with a therapist, maybe a psychiatrist, somebody that can give you a little something strong to, to untangle those voices that you could be hearing in your head. Because that's, if I haven't heard any craziness, that's some new age craziness. So fellas, when these chicks start talking this, listen, just ease on by. You ain't gotta curse her out. You ain't gotta do none of that. You ain't gotta curse her out. Just ease on down the road and just find you somebody else that will be more your speed. But this is why I say, listen, we're in a day and age where everybody likes to text and this and that. But fellas, I'm gonna tell you a trick. Listen, you just have to go back to the basics. I know you don't be wanting to, because it's so easier to just send a text message. And text messages, they're cool. But see, through a text message, you're not always able to hear the ratchetness. You're not able to hear the airheaded thing. You're not able to hear the airhead tone in her voice. So sometimes, listen, just pick up the phone and call and have a conversation. Listen, a 10-minute conversation can save you a lot of time. It can save you a lot of money because now you can ask these things up front and you can hear what she's saying. Or if you get it like this man did in a message, then that's great too. But a lot of you all shoot yourselves in the foot, and a lot of you all do yourselves a grave disservice because you don't pick up the phone. You all are not talking. You are relying on text messages, and that is why you all are getting chicks that come out there, come on the date just to sit down, just to sit and eat. You know why? Because you all are, listen, I say it all the time. You have to sort these people. You all have to properly sort people and keep it moving. But if you're not sorting, taking the time to have a little conversation, you're going to miss it. And you're going to miss all of it because you didn't take the time. You're in a rush. You trying to listen. You trying to get some. She trying to get some from you. Listen, everybody has an agenda. But guess what? Somebody gonna be mad. Somebody's agenda is not gonna come all the way through. So if you want to ensure that you're not the one that's stuck holding the bill and now you ain't getting none, or she ain't what you wanted, or she ain't what you thought she was gonna be, have a conversation. Start talking to these chicks up front so that you can see, dang. Oh, so she one of them chicks too. So she think that just to talk to her, just to be in her presence, I have to get her hair done. I have to get her nails done. I gotta pay her babysitter. Wait, what? Them ain't even wait, my little soldiers I ain't even played in the playground yet. And she hollering all of this stuff that I have to pay. Ladies, I'll say this. It is a turn off. It's a turn off. It's a turn off. And you're making yourself look really, really bad. You're making yourself like it's just not a good look. So if that's the way you're thinking about things, then you know what? Maybe you should just sit back and just sit this one out until you get your finances together. Because to me, that's saying that's some broke chick vibes. That's some desperate chick vibes, in my opinion. But who am I? Just somebody over here with some bad knees and talk too much. But again, the fellas, it's off-putting because I'll say it again. A man that wants you, he gonna do this and then some. You don't have to put that out there. You don't. Like, you don't have to ask a man that wants you. He's going to do it. If you're the chick that he's checking for, if you're the chick that he wants to make happy, he's gonna do it for you. Hey, Cyrus on YouTube. Larry is saying, dang, she fine. Hey, Larry, thank you. CJ say, yo, ma, you looking fire on that stream. Listen, thank you so much, CJ. And I'm okay. He said, can he slide him a DMs? CJ, don't now. Auntie don't do DMs, but thank you so much. I appreciate the compliments, you all. But again, we gotta do better. But ladies, that's not a good look. So if that's one of your tactics, then you definitely want to let that go. You got to come with something else, because again, it screams desperation. It screams, it screams low budget. It just screams all type of negative things. And you don't want that to be associated with yourself. So it's like, it doesn't put us in a good light. And again, a lot of this is coming from these new chicks, and the new chicks, these Gen Z people, a lot of this is coming from them. Now listen, if you get these 30 plus chicks talking that, he gotta he gotta he gotta do this and he gotta do that. Now I will say this, and listen, let me say this. In a 30-some-year-old's defense, let me say, back in the day, listen, men were doing this, they was doing this, and then some. So a lot of us may have gotten spoiled, but you didn't have to go through these lengths. Like, a man just did it because that's what he wanted to do. Like, he did it because he wanted you. Like, so whatever. Like, if you couldn't go out, like, man, like, if you didn't have it, listen, they would ask, how, Jay, how you know? Listen, I've been a recipient of a sugar, I've been a recipient, I was going to say a sugar daddy. I had one of those too. But listen, I've been a recipient of a few dudes that sweet pockets, and it was all good. Didn't really work out, but it was not because I asked. It's because that's what they wanted to do. So if he want to do it, like, man, you should let me get this. Listen, this is like in the 90s to 2000s. You should let me take you out. Okay. You should let me get your hair done for you. Okay. You should let me buy you a K. You should let me. I ain't never asked the dude for jack. You should let me. Okay. Cool. Whatever it is you do, I appreciate it. You should let me do this. You should let me listen. But I'm going to say this. They still out there, ladies. They still out there. The dudes that was saying, you should let me do this. You should let me do that. They out there. They still out there. So it's like these new tactics. This is why I don't understand. Like, where's all of this coming from? Like, you're telling a dude what he needs to do or what he better do. I'm like, wait, what? What kind of madness is this? Like, again, if he feeling you, he gonna do it without you even asking. You don't have to ask him anything, and he's gonna do it. Now, fellas, tell me if I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. He will do it. Hey, Gretchen, I love you as well. He will do it if you the chick that he want to do it for. But again, you can't be, acting like he's obligated. Like they say, this false sense of entitlement. You're entitled to him. He has to buy you something. He has to do this. He has to do that. He don't have to do a god darn thing for you. You not his wife. You ain't even his woman. And you making demands. You ain't even went out with the man. And you are trying to get in his pockets. You ain't, listen, he don't even know your last name. And you already telling him, you got to pay this and you got to pay for what? Ma'am, I'm just trying to get to know you. Today, in today's dating world, a lot of these new people are making it seem as though there is a fee to get to know each other. And I don't, listen, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, from South Africa. You got to tell me how to pronounce your name. Tiboho. I hope I pronounced it right. Thank you so much. Getting love from South Africa on YouTube. Thank you so much, saying that I'm your favorite. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. But listen, when you present yourself right, then people gonna come at you right. But you come sideways, people gonna come at you sideways. And that's just the reality of the situation. You talking crazy, you talking out the side of your neck like, oh, he better do this, he better, he gonna show you he's gonna show you what he better do. So it's like when you putting your energy, all that energy out there trying to make a man do something, I'm like, it's a turn off. It's a turn off. It's not a good look. And even I'm looking like, girl, if you don't get somewhere and sat down, ain't nobody trying to hear nothing you trying to say. Ain't nobody gonna pay nothing for you. Ain't nobody doing nothing crazy for what you trying to do. Ain't nobody about to do that. Nobody. because it's ridiculous. So if you looking for somebody to um pay for you to do all of this stuff, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So fellas, again, if she's coming at you like that, just go ahead on, just go ahead on to the side. Now listen, our next hot topic, what do you all think about this? Now, this is kind of sticky. What type of relationship with your ex's family do you have? So when you break up, you and your ex, you and a person, you break up. Do you break up with the family as well? Or do you still hang out with her mama and them or her brother and them? Do you still hang out with them if your relationship as is over? If you break up with the person, do you still hang out or have a relationship with their family? How does that work? When you over with your ex, do they family got to kick rocks as well? Or are you still able to have some type of relationship with the family? Do you say, or you saying, Jay, no, once I break up with you, once we done, we done. What I need to be with their family and stuff? What do I need to hang out with their family and stuff? When we done, we are done. I don't need to be hanging around with my ex's family, and I don't need them to hang around with my family. What do you all think about that? Are we leaving people family alone, or are we gonna still be friends with the ex? Are we doing that, or are we saying, you know what? No, we gonna go our separate ways. Now, I'm like this. I would think that it first of all, it depends upon how and why we broke up. If it was a mutual breakup, then I feel like, why can't we still be cool? Like, why still can't, if I talk to Miss Mabel, why I can't still talk to Miss Mabel? Why do I have to break up with Miss Mabel? But now listen, okay? If he was cheating, he got caught cheating, I'm broke up with the whole family. Because you know what? You knew your bastard, your cheating bastard of a relative. You knew he was a lying, cheating bastard. He probably done had the other chick over here at the family barbecue, and he up in here smiling in Miss Mabel. She up in here smiling in Miss Mabel face. So I'm breaking up. I'm done with the whole lot of you cheating bastards. I'm done with all of you because ain't none of y'all loyal. That's how I would look at it. But if it wasn't any cheating involved and it was a mutual, clean, breakup, then, I probably wouldn't mind still being, friends with the family and, him being friends with my family. But listen, we're not going to overdo it. That's what we not going to do, okay? Every time I turn around and we having a gathering, you look, I don't need you up in here, okay? I don't need you up in here. Listen, family, do not be inviting him over here every time I turn around. Oh, I had to come. He had to come. I had to call him. He's still my baby. This Miss Baby. He's still my baby. I don't care. Y'all can be done broke up. He still come over here and take me to the store, and he still come and do this, and he still come and do that. And that's okay. But listen with moderation. The breakup in our family, because now in those situations, it makes it hard for your new person to feel comfortable, because that's how I'll be looking at it. Okay, where me and my ex, we broke up, but you friends with everybody. And I'm like, and I can't stand oh my goodness, I can't stand I can't stand, don't bring me around nobody that's phony, and they got these people, and they are just sitting here acting like, you know, they family member is just, listen, you trash. Don't I look, I got to be real. I'm real trying to be real careful and real mindful on making friends with people, family members, because you be for the streets too. He out here. This is what y'all do. Y'all out here going out. He taking you out and taking all these new people out and all this other ish. And then you smiling in my face. So you and him, you and your cousin, you out with this chick, y'all out double dating this chick, and you smiling in her face on Friday, and then he coming with me. He got me on Saturday, and you smiling in my face on Saturday. Like, what the like? No, I don't want to be around no stuff like that. Like, just leave me out. But again, if it was a civil breakup, and I wouldn't mind being, again, stay cordial, because I do have people, exes, that I'm still cordial with the family. But out of respect, like, I'm not gonna go over and, just be over in the mama faces. Let me say this. I will say this about me. Moms love me. I am dope. Moms love me, even though they bastards of a son. Look, I'm like, ma'am, Miss Mabel, you are so nice and kind. How did your bastard? He has to take out his daddy. He got to take after his low life daddy. He has to, Miss Mabel. This bastard right here. Do you know what your son be doing? Do you know what kind of bastard this is? He got to take after your son. So moms love me. I love moms. I like have a good rapport. I have a good rapport with family and people, period. But after like it's a breakup, like I wean myself back, because like I'm not trying to make it difficult for the new girlfriend or the new person, whoever it is. Like, I'm not trying to, and then plus I don't want him thinking that, dang, she can't get enough of me, man. Like, she all up under my family, even though it's your family calling me and inviting me. But the fact that you accepting the invitation, that, and I'm never trying to stroke his ego, making him think that, dang, she just, I dumped her. We broke up, and man, she still can't get enough. She's still all around my family and this. No, 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 no. No, 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 we're not doing that. So we just want to keep it, again, just keep it in moderation, just keep it cordial, nothing too much, but we're not going to be doing all this craziness. Cedric is saying, I'm cordial if we see one another in the streets, but it's a wrap though. And then Cedric is also saying they be the main people who talk ish behind your back. They sure do. Be like, look at her. She always, and she, now you calling me to come over here. Now, the only time, let me say, if your mother can bake, I don't care what you say. I don't care. Miss Mabel, whenever you cook some peach cobbler or you cook a cake, I don't care who here. I needs mine. Okay. I don't care. Listen, you can pack me, you can let me come over and get my plate before everybody get there. Or you can save it to after everybody leave. But Miss Mabel, don't do that. You don't even want that type of smoke. If you know that I done got these styles because of your peach cobbler or your fried chicken or your greens and stuff, and then or your cake, your homemade cake, because I only eat homemade cake. And now you're gonna be sitting up here and now you holding out on the cake. I'm gonna have a problem, and I'm gonna have to call Miss Mabel. And I'll be like, Miss Mabel, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. She come like, baby, what's wrong? I don't appreciate you done had this Sunday's dinner and you didn't even ask me. I already know your bastard. I already know Tyrone done moved on. And this ain't even about Tyrone, Miss Mabel. This about me and you. You know that you're supposed to call me when you cooking. I don't care what your son say. I don't care what your kids say. I don't care what his girlfriend. I don't care. This is between me and you, Miss Mabel. We developed the rapport, and you know that I'm dependent upon your food. Okay, I need your food to survive. So I'm gonna need you to not be giving this new chick the food that you was feeding me. You can listen, have him to take her out somewhere. But Miss Mabel, this me and your time. We bonded over this. And I stand on that. I'm very serious about the type of food. I'm very serious about that. Like, do not do that. And I will let that be known up front. Like, we're not going to do this. So Miss Mabel, get it together. So yes, I will. That's the only exception that I will make in regards to trying to be up in the family. Because if your mama can cook, or your sisters or your aunties and them can cook real good, listen, you can call it what you like. That's not a good look. Oh, I'm here for the food. Okay. And I'm gonna bring my own Tupperware. I'll bring my own stuff. Listen, I don't have to sit at Thanksgiving dinner again. Miss Mabel, just put me a to-go tray up, and I'll be over there later on tonight, or I'll be over there tomorrow to get my stuff. That's just how it's gonna be. And don't want nobody ever have to know. He don't even have to know that I still talk to Miss Mabel. He don't have to. Me and Miss Mabel be on the phone, and she be telling me all your business, telling me about, yeah, little girlfriend, because I love me some grandmas, because baby, they so doggone messy. His little girlfriend, she's so rude. She come in the house, she don't even speak. The next time the wench come in my house, I'm gonna put her out. Walking up in my house like she on baby. Listen, if you ever want to get somebody told, send them to a grandmama. Baby, these grandmamas will read you your entire rights. These grandmas got the business for you. Now listen, speaking of business, look, I'm gonna be honest with you all. I was really shocked at this next hot topic, because let me tell you this foolishness right here. But fellas, let me know what you all think about this. Ladies, let me know, how do you feel about this? Chime in. Now, Trick Daddy says, now he's 51. Trick Daddy, the rapper from Miami, he says he's not attracted to women over 35. He says because women over 35 are damaged goods. God dog it. Now listen, and I rock with me some Trick Daddy. I love his podcast. I got my pots. I rock with Trick Daddy. But look, Trick, all right. Okay. You went a little too far with that one. But what do you all think about that? Trick Daddy is saying, listen, baby, if you over 35 years old, I don't rock with you at all, because y'all damaged goods. Women over 35 years old are damaged good. That's what 51, you heard me right. 51-year-old Trick Daddy is saying women over 35 are damaged goods. What do you all think about that? Ladies, what do you feel about that statement when you hear a 51-year-old man saying that he only dates women that are under 35, because women over 35 years old, they are damaged goods? What do you all think about that? Fellas, is there some truth to that? Do you all have a similar dating preference when you say, you know what, listen, ladies, I love y'all and all, but yeah, you 35 and over, y'all done been through some things, and I'm not gonna be able to deal with it. Like, I just can't. Me personally, I'm not gonna be able to deal with it, because it's too much. You all have too much going on. It's too much negativity. It's too much baggage. You all are damaged. You all are stuck in your ways. What do you all think about that? Does 51-year-old Trick Daddy have some truth in that statement? Because again, I rock with Trick Daddy. I like Trick Daddy. But when you think about damaged goods, when you think of the definition, if you look up damaged goods, I'm sure you're going to find Trick Daddy's picture right there next to damaged goods. So I don't really understand how damaged goods can call somebody else damaged goods. Like, you're 51. So if women over 35, women in your age range, are damaged, sir, what are you? I just, you know, I just want to know, like, did he look in the mirror? And I mean, is he looking at and listening to the things that he's saying and the things that he goes through as a 51-year-old man? And he doesn't consider that baggage, or he doesn't consider himself damaged good. But if a woman your age brings the same type of emotional and mental issues with her, she's damaged goods, but you're not. Houseway, I don't know. I don't understand what that is. Like I don't understand how do you do that? Like you damaged goods. You 35 and Trick Daddy 51 said, baby, you too old for me. I will not deal with you at all, honey. You got too much going on. You are damaged. I can't date no woman 35 over 35 years old because you all are damaged. Fellas, do you all feel that way? What do you all feel about that statement? And ladies, what do you think about that statement? Would you be offended if a man told you that? He's like, okay, it's what it is. Cedric, you're saying Trina made his career anyways. I'm just saying, no truth in my book whatsoever. That's what Cedric is saying. And Cedric is saying it's all in his name. Trick. Absolutely. That's what I'm like. Now look, Trick Daddy. I'm like, yeah, you don't know now. That upper thing, like, listen, again, like I said, I rock with Trick. I'm a Trick Daddy fan. I know, look, and I know some of you all may be surprised and shocked that I said that. Yeah, I like Trick Daddy. I'm a Trick Daddy fan. But Trick, that's why I'm gonna say it. Listen, sir, Trick, you off the mark with that one. Just say that the women over 35 that I've dealt with are damaged good. But sir, you're damaged good yourself. You're damaged. So you kind of attracting what you are. So it's like if you look in the mirror and you think, I'm saying, like, you probably haven't talked to anybody, talk to somebody professionally to help you sort out all the things that make you damaged. But it's like damaged calling damage. Like all women over 35 are not damaged. I don't believe that. Because listen, there's some young people, listen, damaged, you can be damaged at 19, you can be damaged at 15. It depends on your life experiences. So let's like stop grouping everybody up and just dating and living life by these broad generalizations. Like that's a huge generalization that, in my opinion, is not true. Do I take offense to it? Absolutely not, because it's like if the shoe fits, then wear it. But I believe that everybody comes with a certain level of life experiences. And listen, to be honest with you, while Trick is making these kind of statements, and I'm okay with that, but if you really think about it, the younger chicks, these new people, they're living way faster than women older than they are. They're living much faster. So you might want to just go back and rethink that statement, Trick, because the stuff that goes on today and that is accepted and that's the norm today, like all of that stuff wasn't really flying yesterday. So you got a certain level of just stuff today that's going on that wasn't necessarily going on today. But to each his own. If he feels like, you know what, he doesn't have anything in common with women his age, I'm okay with that. Like if you prefer not to date women that are your age, I'm okay with that. Like I'm totally okay with that. Like I don't feel any type of way because you decide to date a woman that is younger than you are. Like I have no problem with that. Whatever your preference is, then that's what you do. You rock out and you do that. But if you know that a person, like people are really hurting you all. people are really hurting. And that's why it's like it's okay to take time to get to know people and to see what people are talking about and see what they really are about. But again, if he said this is what his standard, and we're going to get into that shortly, but this is what his standard is. Am I mad at him for saying this is what his standard is? Absolutely not. I mean, if it don't apply to you, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. Like, I mean, so it's so many things that are being said and so many generalizations. And I'm like, I look at it just for what it is. It's a generalization. And I don't feel any type of way about it, because again, look who's saying it. Like, to me, it has no type of credibility. Cedric, you're saying that's why his daughter don't F with him either. And Cedric is also saying he do make some fried chicken at his restaurant in Miami, though. See, Cedric, that's why I mess with him. Because I'm telling you, them recipes, Lord have mercy. I'm just like, I could just sit, he could talk all the trade. I'm like, listen, Trick, just look, just hush. Look, bring them scallops over here. Bring your lasagna over here. Bring your seared salmon with the crust that you listen. Just less talking and just more serving the food. If you serve the food, listen, you could talk. Just keep serving this good food. You can say whatever you want to say, because I don't care. This food is delicious and it is amazing. But he needs to stop trying to give out love advice, and he needs to stick to them pots, because that's where he is very useful, in that kitchen with them pots. That's where Trick Daddy, that's where he specializes in. And I think that that's where he should stay, in the kitchen with those pots. Being solo, don't give no advice. Now listen, speaking of solo, what do you all think about this? This young man, he went on his vacation solo because his girlfriend could not afford her share of the trip. So he went solo. Was he wrong for going solo because his girlfriend could not afford her share? Or are you saying, you know what? Listen, that's right. Let that man live his life. He shouldn't have to wait because she didn't have her stuff together. He shouldn't have to put his life on hold because she didn't have the money. Or are you one that would say, what type of boyfriend is that? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you leave your girlfriend and you go on a trip without her, and you saying that this is your girlfriend? You wouldn't have no girlfriend when you come back. Please, you'll be solo when you come back. Now, why? Why would he have to be solo when he come back? I don't understand. So he did what was best for him. She's his girlfriend. So he said, listen, I'm sorry, baby girl. I'm sorry, Sugar Plum. I'm sorry, Sugar Love. You didn't have your stuff together. So I'm not going to wait. I'm going on this trip. I thought that you would be able to have your part together, but you don't. So I'm still going to go. Now, I realize that you may not like that decision, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to not go on a trip that I've saved for and that I am prepared for. I'm not going to not go because you're not in position to go. What do you all think about that? How do you all feel about that? Was this young man right? Or are you saying, you know what? Listen, that was bogus. Why didn't he pay for her? Clearly it was an expensive trip. Okay? Clearly it was an expensive trip. And listen, I see it two ways. Okay. So let me, and look, before you start saying it, there's no pick me ish and all this. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And here's the deal. If you all took the time to plan this trip and it got close to the trip and she didn't have her portion, then yes, I still want to experience this trip. Why should I not experience the trip because you are not able to, or you were not in position to go? She wasn't in position to go this time. There'll be other hopefully I'll be like, well, hopefully we'll have other trips, but I don't think that she should break up with him because he chose to go on a trip that he was prepared for. So I don't know. So they just said that he went on the trip solo, Cedric. They don't give a lot of detail about why he went, with the exception of she didn't have her portion. So she didn't have her money and he went and he enjoyed himself. So is he wrong for that? Cedric, what do you think? Is he wrong? I said it is saying he doesn't need a girlfriend. Just be single straight like that. I can see that. I can see that because again, but playing devil's advocate though, we're together and we're planning this trip. I really want to go. I got a good deal. Should I not go because you didn't have your part? Should I not go and enjoy myself because you're financially not ready? And these were younger people. So this was a young dude. So should she break up with him, and is he wrong? I don't think that he's wrong. Now, again, I'm not going to lie. Being a woman, I would be a little bit in my feelings, but I would get over it. I would get over it. I would get over it because again, I have to understand that you were ready. Your paper was ready. I had things and responsibilities and obligations that prevented me from being able to go. So I can't take that out on you because I wasn't able to go. So I can't take that out on you. Cedric is saying there has to be more to this story. Hey, Lord Tanae, how you doing? Gretchen is saying sometimes faces can be deceiving sometimes. Again, I understand. I would say he didn't have to go and do all of this. Now look, in order for it to go viral, and this is why I would jump back and agree with Cedric, it has to be a little bit more to that because your story went viral. So clearly he's talking trash about some ish that took place. Cedric, you're saying it's a wrap for him if it was one of my sisters. You know what? I can see myself reacting like that too for my sisters. But I think for myself, I think I can try to understand, and I gotta see, I would have to see what the details are and why exactly. Or is this something, was this like a once in a lifetime opportunity? Or was this something that, like, well, we couldn't go this year, but I'll be ready next year. Can we go next year? Can we do something local this year, and then we can do this big thing next year because I'll be ready then. But again, you got to understand where you are, what you mean to me. Now, I will say this. To me, this says that he doesn't value the relationship. That's to me. Fellas, let me know if I'm wrong. Jay, how does that mean that he didn't value the relationship because he went on a trip because if this was a relationship and you're looking forward to it growing and fostering and growing into something more, and you saw a future with this person, this would not be a good decision to make. And then you plan on going long term with her. That's why I don't think that he probably saw this as a long term thing. Dave 7 off of YouTube, he's saying she definitely popped the front. Yeah, probably was broke. I'm hoping you saying popped as in you saying pooped the front. I don't know. But she definitely had to be not in the best financial situations. But again, Was he wrong? I'm not gonna necessarily say he was wrong. Not gonna say he was wrong. However, I do believe that a person that's moving like this, you got to watch how people move. And I don't think that this move, I don't think that he valued the relationship like that, because there were a lot of other, there were some compromises and there were some things that could have been done differently so that she wouldn't be feeling some type of way and you wouldn't have to pay for the trip. So, not saying that you had to pay for the trip, not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, if this is a person that he cared about, I think that there could have been some different, there could be some different solutions other than him going on this trip solo. Like I said, is it something that we could have pushed off until next year, until I'm financially able to do it, and then we can both go together if we're a couple and if we're loving on each other like we claim that we are, then we could do that, and we can just do something that is simple and local until we both are in position to go. If I'm somebody that you see yourself with, if I'm somebody that you see yourself going the long haul with, because here's the thing, people that love you, they're this, and because this was intentional, you intentionally went forward with the trip. So people that love you, they don't do things like this to intentionally, this is saying, because what he's saying, what this is a signal, and this is what this said to her. I don't need you. I'm gonna have fun with or without you. I don't need you in my life. If you with me, you with me. That's fine. If you not, that's fine as well. Ladies, never stick around in a relationship where your presence is not valued. That's man, if your presence is, see, it wasn't about the money, not saying anything, oh, he has to pay, he should have did this. This ain't even about the money. This is not about him paying. What him going solo said was, I don't need you in my life. My life will go on with or without you. I don't care. You can come, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. But I'm going to continue to live and do the things that I desire to do. You are lucky to be here. You are lucky to be around me. And that's just it. So to me, that was kind of a smug, arrogant kind of move, a move that says, and to me, I can also almost say a little bit narcissistic and self-centered. See, that was a self-centered decision, and it's okay. He's single and he's entitled to make self-centered decisions, but you're also entitled to make self-centered decisions, and you have to make decisions that are going to be best for you, because he did what was best for him. So now you have to in turn do what's best for you, because when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to think about each other. What my decisions are going to affect him. So I got to watch what I do, and I'm trying to be mindful of his feelings. He should in turn do the same thing. So if you're with somebody and they're not doing that, it speaks volumes. Cedric is saying he showed her how much he valued her. Absolutely. I totally agree with that statement, Cedric. He definitely showed her. And when people show you, believe them. Stop giving people do-overs. Stop giving them 2, 3, 4, 5 different times to show you that you really don't mean much to them. Stop giving people those type of opportunities. Don't give people that many opportunities to keep showing you that you don't mean much to them. Cedric, you're also saying, and he's received the West Side treatment when he came back. Oh, yes, give him a PhD deluxe, baby. Listen, give him one of them Lake and Laramie beatdowns, baby. Listen, because they used to hand them out back then, baby. They was handing out them behind kickings left and right. So yes, you're right. He would have definitely, could have got served up some stuff. But again, on the flip side, I'm just in the middle of it. I don't, and I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm saying his decision spoke volumes about her place in his life. His decision spoke volumes on how he feels about her. His decision spoke volumes. When people say action speaks louder than words, that screamed, "You don't matter to me." That screamed, you are replaceable. Your presence is not needed. It screamed that. Again, it's not, as you can see, not one time did I say, "Oh, he should have paid for it. He wrong for not paying for it." And this, no. This is much bigger than paying for it. This is much bigger than him paying for it. It's much bigger than that. He showed her exactly how how he feels about her and her place in his life. That spoke volumes. And again, when people show you things like that, you gotta believe them, and you gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep it moving for yourself. But again, he was entitled to go. He should have went. But again, in doing so, he showed exactly what she means to him. He showed exactly that. Now, speaking of showed exactly that, you all listen here, listen here, listen. Linda, this lady, she says this. Is this fair? They want to know, is this fair? A bi woman was ordered to pay child support after signing her girlfriend's baby's birth certificate. You heard me right. The woman is bi. She's in a relationship with another woman. The woman had a baby, and she signed the birth certificate because they were in a relationship and they were playing family, and then they broke up, and now she's responsible for paying child support, and the lady is long gone. She booed up with somebody else, but you stuck paying child support for a baby that you did not create. She is stuck paying for a baby, and she wants to know, is that fair? Absolutely. Why is it not? I mean, look, the legality does not change because you are a woman. The legal ramifications are still the same. That's why I always say, be careful before signing those birth certificates. Make sure that paternity has been established. I've said this before and I will say it again. I think that today, the day and time that we're living in, I think that paternity tests, DNA tests should be mandatory upfront upon birth. I think that paternity should be established upfront. Jay, I can't believe you're saying that. You're a woman. You saying that? Oh yes. How you doing, Jeremiah? Saffron Kick Rocks. I believe that. I believe that if you take care of that in the beginning, you won't have to worry about it in the long run. And ladies, let's start looking at it like, let's don't get this sensitive. Oh, he's questioning my loyalty. Is at this point the type of foolishness that we have going on in today's day and time. We don't even have time for that. Like, we seriously do not have time for the foolishness and being in our feelings about these dudes wanting paternity tests, because it's just for the legal ramifications behind signing that birth certificate. That's a lot right there within itself. So I believe that paternity should be established up front, and then you sign the birth certificate. So therefore, there are no misunderstandings. Listen, there are no surprises. There are no gotchas 15 years later, 5 years later, 10 years. There are no gotchas. There are no, there are none. Is none. So let's take care of these DNA tests up front. And I hope that all states start doing mandatory DNAs, even if a couple is married, because again, stuff happens. You can make a mistake and fall on the schlong dong, and now she pregnant with somebody else's baby. She tripped over it in Vegas and she fell on somebody else's slong dong. Now she carrying somebody else's baby, and you wasn't supposed to find out. Lord Tanae, you're saying paternity couldn't possibly have been established because she is not the father. But she knew it's a woman, so she knew that she couldn't be the father, but she willingly signed the birth certificate because again, listen, I know some people that got in this situation, you know, and you sign the birth certificate. The birth certificate is a contract. It's a legal binding document, just like a marriage certificate is a legal binding document. You sign that, you cannot just walk away free and clear without there being some legal ramifications for your actions. So it doesn't matter if you're bi or not. You can take the bi off, ma'am. You signed a legal document. Let's take your orientation or whatever your taste is. Let's take that out. That has no bearing here because you signed a legal document. I know you want to make it seem like, oh, well, I'm a woman and that wasn't my baby that I hit. Nope, 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 nope. Is that your John Hancock? Because that's all the judge want to know. Is that your John Hancock on this on this birth certificate? You are that baby's mama, pappy, whatever it is. You are the child's financial caregiver. Now you go take that however you want to. You go tell that to somebody else because we're not trying to hear that ish up in this court. That's what the judge is saying. And again, this is period, for real, for real. Check your state laws. But once you put your name on a birth certificate, it's very hard. And they almost never remove your name from the birth certificate. So be very mindful and make sure that you are certain that that the kid is yours. Again, ladies, we just got to get up out of our feelings. Look, and start letting these, because the men, they deserve peace of mind and they deserve to know whether that is their child, blood child. They deserve to know that from jump without having to risk you being in your feelings. It's too much stuff has happened, and it may not be he's taking a precaution from you, but it may be because of something that he's dealt with in his past and he just wants to be sure. Cedric, you're saying she's legally responsible because she signed the birth certificate. Absolutely. And that's the reason, because you signed the birth certificate. And Lord Tanae is saying the court of law is not too sensible allowing such foolishness. That's a good way to look at it. But she signed, at the end of the day, they're looking at it from a contract standpoint. You signed the contract. Cedric, you said I had a Dana on all four. Man, listen, I know that's right, Cedric. Listen, you popping them tests off like, yep, ah, that baby pappy, ah, that baby pappy, ah, that baby pappy, ah, that baby pappy. Listen, I'm not mad at you. Lord Tanae is saying the court system is twisted for allowing this woman to sign in the place, in the man's place. And that's true. But she took it upon herself to do so. So listen, you did this willingly. You knew that biologically, you knew that. You knew it, which makes it all all the crazier. You knew that you signed this. You knew At least you should know, but I'm sure they're trying to be family, and I get it. Like, I understand it and I get it. That's why you did it. But now that things are over, so just like other relationships, when you go and do legal things, now you have to pay the legal price. And again, I can't say I feel sorry, because you knew that you know that you're no relation to this child. So now you want to lean on that to garner sympathy for your cause, but you knew that when you willingly went down there. So just, I don't have time for this. This is it's just, listen, you got to pay the child support. That's it. That's all. Now listen. Speaking of, that's it and that's all. Tonight we're talking about relationship expectations. Are you asking for too much? Are your standards yay high? You just got a list of some ish that you want. When you're dating, at what point do you express what you expect? What are some things that you expect? Do you express that in the beginning of the relationship upon meeting people, or do you wait until you get to know people and then you kind of start telling people what it is that you want? Because a lot of times, things that people want, let's just be honest, some of this ish is crazy. Some people can come to the relationship with unrealistic expectations. They want unrealistic things. But then they don't give much in return. So I always think that it's a good rule of thumb to just, let's talk. Because when you're talking and you're getting to know someone, you get a good idea on what some of the things that they expect. And here's a big one, like, look, for the men, if you expect if you expect, like, you want 50-50, you're a dude that's a 50-50 dude, have no problem with that. And ladies, if you are a lady that you want him to take care of everything, this man should be taking care of all of the financial responsibility. Those are things that you should be discussing up front. You should be talking about that, because 50-50 and 100, listen, that could cause some issues. Now you're expecting this and she's expecting, well, you're bringing this and she's expecting this. It's not a match. So somewhere along the line, somewhere, there's going to have to be a compromise. And I'm not saying that 50-50 is bad, because let's be honest, in today's society, baby, orange juice is $6 for a 32 ounce. Okay, so look, you better get you somewhere. Listen, 50% of anything is better than paying 100%. That's just my take on it. But if we're doing 50-50 financially, what are we going to do household wise? So we both can't be working 40-45 hours. We start work, we leave for work at the same time, we get home from work at the same time, but he expects you to do all the cooking. How does that work? Like, we're literally walking in at the same time, and you want me to cook dinner every day, all day, every day, but we both, so you're tired. So I'm not tired. I've had a long day. I've had a rough day, and you've had a rough day. We just came in. So what do you expect? What do you expect in that situation? That's something that should be talked about. What about emotionally? What do we expect emotionally within a relationship? Are we talking about what we expect financially? Are we talking about what we expect in a sexual aspect? Are we talking about what we expect in a spiritual aspect? In today's society, the things when you talk about relationship expectations, everything is frivolous. We're talking about surface level things. We're hardly ever talking about matters of the heart. We're hardly ever talking about things that are needed for a family structure. We're hardly ever talking about those things. We're always focusing on the superficial things. And that's why a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages fail, because we're not focusing on the right thing. We're not having the right conversations, and we're not respecting, if we are talking to people, we're not respecting their stances on things. So instead of accepting that, you know what, man, this is really a deal breaker for me, we'll stay and then we'll try to change them. Well, I know that he said that he want to do 50-50, but we done been together for too long. So I'm not even I ain't even sitting up here trying to go all, I ain't even trying to start all over and everything. So I'm just going, man, he gonna have to do something, but he done already told you. So now guess what? You all continue on with the relationship, and now you make each other miserable. You're arguing all the time because he's not letting up on his 50-50 stance, and you're not letting up on you're wanting 100%. You're wanting him to do 100%. And now guess what? Now you guys got kids involved. Now you all eventually break up over that expectation, because you all didn't respect it. You thought that he would change. He thought that you would change, but you didn't. So now that's over. So when we're talking about, listen, are you asking too much? Depends on who you asking. I don't think that a person can ask too much. I just think that you're not asking the right person. So you can get anything from anybody if they want to give it to you, but you can't be asking all of, oh, well, I want him to be, he got to be 6'5". Ma'am, how do you get five? He's 5'11". He's 5'7". How do you get 6'5" from 5'7"? I know you want to pull him and make it, but it's impossible. Sir, I know that you want her to have a flat stomach and no stretch marks, but she just had 5 of your kids. Some women are blessed to bounce back, but others are not. So when you have the expectations, again, it's nothing wrong with having expectations, and I don't think that expectations are too high. You just have to ask that. You can't expect all of this, but then you bring bare minimum. And that's where I believe that the conflict and the resistance, and that's where the disconnect is, because you're asking for a lot, but you're asking that, but what you have and what you're contributing, it doesn't mount out to what you're requiring. So it has to make sense. What you want, your expectations have to make sense. That's the thing. So it's like, it has to make sense for your situation. You can't not work a job, but ah, and we got to eat out every night. Who paying for it? Are you working? Do you eat out every night now? Or are you expecting this man to come into your life and, spin his magic wand and open his wallet, and now you eating out every night? So if you're expecting to eat out every night, then that should be something that you're already doing before getting with him. So now you can continue to eat out every night. Now you guys can eat out every night because that's something that you're used to doing. But it's crazy to think that you can have these expectations. Again, you can expect whatever it is that you want, but it has to make sense. It has to make sense. It has to totally make sense. What you want versus what they want, our goals and our expectations, they have to line up. So you can get whatever it is that you want. You just got to get the person that wants the same thing, and you guys match, you mesh, and now it's all good. But if you're expecting all this and they're expecting, and it's like it's all over the place, that's where the statement comes from. Oh, you asking for too much, you expecting too much. Well, no, you not. But you're looking from that, you're expecting it from the wrong person. And it could be a little far-fetched if you're not already doing that and able to sustain what it is that you expect. You're not already currently doing that. Caveman is saying facts. You're not doing that. So it's like, let's be realistic. Let's get off of all of the superficial ish, and let's start having conversations that really are going to matter, having conversations that are really going to make our families grow, so that we can have strong unions, so that when we get together, like, we kind of know what we're getting involved with. But a lot of times we get together off of superficial things, and then when the reality of the relationship slaps us in the face, we don't know how to handle it, because it's not something that we've already addressed before. So it's like a lot of these things catch us off guard, which they really shouldn't. Think about it. His financial position, her financial position, it shouldn't catch you off guard. His credit position, her credit position, it shouldn't catch you off guard. If you were together and you were already talking about building, this issue shouldn't catch you off guard. Lord Tanae is saying you have to make the necessary adjustments to meet in the middle. Absolutely. Hey, Jeremy is saying 100%. You teaching. Listen, it's like we have to do this. Like listen, we can hang off the chandeliers all we want to. Baby. Listen, all that is fine and dandy. Listen, it's all good in its place. But when we get up and we dust ourselves off and we get out the wet spot, when we done with all that, we still have to be about the business of building our family and building our relationships. We have to be on that business. We have to. It's imperative. It's imperative that we do that. So when you talk about expecting things and your relationship expectations, you have the right to expect whatever it is that you want to expect. What I'm saying is, just make sure that you are able and that you're in position, what you're expecting, that you're already providing what you're expecting from the next person. You can't go and expect all of this big stuff. You can't go expect all of this abundance, but then you're not yourself already living in abundance, but you're expecting somebody to come and rescue you. So we got to stop living and basing our relationship expectations on being rescued, because a lot of times that's what we're basing it on. We're basing it upon somebody rescuing us, opposed to us already living the life that we expect. Does that make sense? Like, I'm gonna say that again. You have to already be living the life that you expect, and we have to stop waiting and depending on people to come and rescue us, because it's nobody's job or responsibility to rescue you out of your situations. But it is good to have a partner, and it's bomb to have a partner when we both come in and we see how we can make each other's lives better. Not, oh, well, man, when we get together, he gonna be able to do this for me, and I'll be able to do this, and he'll do this. Wait. You automatically on the wrong train. You automatically came in with a list of things that you want somebody to help you out in. But what are you going to do? What are you helping out in? Where is your contribution? So let's be builders together. Let's be focusing and let's have a team mindset and not just a me. Because that's why a lot of our relationships are failing, because we go into them thinking we're in a relationship, but we're thinking and we're using a single mindset. So we're only thinking about what we want and how things can benefit us and what to do to benefit us, but we're not looking at the entire picture. We're not looking at what can benefit our relationship. We're not looking at what can benefit the family. So, guys, listen, again, your expectations, listen, you can expect whatever you want, but just already be living in what you expect, opposed to expecting somebody to come and rescue you. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe, the Jaye Spot Radio. Go to Facebook, like and follow us there, the Jaye Spot. Go to Instagram, like and follow us there, the Jaye Spot. Jay is spelled Jaye.
Thank you for hitting
all three. Until
the Jaye
next
Spot
time, you all take care of
on
yourselves and each other.
IntellectualRadio.com.
Good night, you guys. Thank you so much. Good night.